The boyfriend who sold his soul. They say love can be blinding, but sometimes it can lead you straight to the gates of hell. I thought I was just dating a mysterious guy who loved dark restaurants and quiet places. But the truth? He wasn't just mysterious. He was hiding something far more sinister. And by the time I realized what it was, I was already in too deep. It started like any normal relationship. I was in my 20s when I met him. He was charming, but different. On every date, he picked restaurants that were dimly lit, almost eerie, and always deserted. At first, I thought he was just introverted, maybe shy. One night, I invited him to a dinner party at my friend's house. My friends were devout Christians, and I thought it would be a good way for him to meet the people closest to me. But as soon as we sat at the table and everyone joined hands to pray, he started to act strange. His face twisted in discomfort as if he was in pain. Then, as the prayer continued, he grabbed a jug of water and chugged it desperately, but nothing seemed to quench his thirst. My friends exchanged worried glances, whispering about his odd behavior. One even asked me if he was an atheist. By the end of the night, he looked pale, almost sick. And when we got home, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Things got worse after that night. His behavior became erratic. He was fired from his job, and our arguments became more frequent. One night, after a particularly bad fight, I went to bed exhausted. But in the middle of the night, I woke up to the sound of whispers. I opened my eyes and froze. There were 4 black, shadowy figures standing in my room, their forms flickering like smoke. My boyfriend was on the balcony, staring into the darkness. Terrified, I whispered, "You're not welcome here. Leave in the name of Jesus Christ." He turned slowly, but his voice wasn't his own anymore. It was deep, ancient, and cold. "They're here for me," he said. "They're upset because of how you've been treating me." I couldn't breathe. I glanced toward the bathroom, and that's when I saw it. A half-man, half-goat creature with glowing red eyes, watching me from the shadows. Its growl sent chills down my spine. Panicked, I did the only thing I could think of. I hugged my boyfriend and whispered, "I'm sorry, I love you. Please forgive me." And just like that, the figures disappeared. But as I pulled away, he looked at me with a sinister smile and said, "If you ever leave me, I'll kill you." The next day, I tried to convince myself it was just a nightmare. But then, on our way home one evening, he casually admitted the truth. "I sold my soul to the devil," he said, as if it was nothing. "I wanted to be rich and to have you, but there's a price. We'll have 6 children, and the last one will be a sacrifice to Betrayal." I stared at him, horrified. That's when I knew I had to get out. One day, when he was out of town, I made my move. I packed my things, sold my house, and disappeared without a trace. I left my job, changed my number, and started over in a new town. It's been 12 years since I escaped. I've rebuilt my life, but I still get chills thinking about him. But one thing's for sure, I'll never forget the man who sold his soul and almost took mine with him.